Welcome back to the BA podcast. We're in Las Colinas at the Ritz, right outside of Dallas. The fourth quarter BA event. Check out Board of Advisors. If you're a founder, executive, entrepreneur, this is the place to be, folks. It's your boy C-Roc here. I'm here with Tommy. And Tommy, welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, let's do that again just because,
There you go.
Too white, man. That was too white. Yeah, so, man, I want to get started in your story, bro, because I didn't get a chance to hear you when you're speaking in front of the crowd over here, and I'm in here podcasting. But take us back to 2022. What was going on? I guess that was the year I heard. Mm-hmm. What happened?
So 2022 was the moment that I decided that I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was addicted to drugs for 16 years. First, it started off as opiates. Then it led to heroin, then fentanyl, right? I was an IV user. What prompted me to get really deep into drugs is I was born in a different country. I was born in Venezuela. Moved out here when I was 2 years old. And when I moved out here, I had to learn Spanish and English at the same time. Family was working mechanic or doing all these odd jobs. My mom cleaning houses. Didn't grow up with a lot of money.
What language?
Spanish.
No. What language were you speaking naturally? Your native tongue?
Well, I learned them both at the same time. So,
but what were you speaking? Oh, because you were 2 years old. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
2 years old.
Okay,
Right?
okay. I was like, wait a minute. Okay.
So, growing up, didn't really come from a lot of money. Was always striving to be a good student. So I had really good grades. I had a 4.25 GPA in high school. Got a couple of scholarships. But the thing is, I was an illegal immigrant for 20 years. I didn't get an actual social until I was 21. I ended up getting in trouble with the law. I was on a deportation list for about 9 years. I just became a citizen last year, which is
Congrats.
amazing. I'm an American.
Congrats.
Right? But because I couldn't get into college, because I didn't have a social, I didn't have a driver's license, I was like what you would call an undocumented alien, right? How the government calls it. I got into drugs. Boredom, couldn't work, couldn't go to college.
Were you hustling too, or just doing?
I was hustling. I was always hustling,
Yeah.
trying to make money. I had to support a drug habits, but I got really deep into drugs. Started off with painkillers. Then it led to heroin because the painkillers were too expensive. Then I started IVing it. And for the next 8 years, during that 16-year run, I was a chronic IV user addicted to the needle.
Where were you located?
South Florida.
South Florida, okay.
So Broward County, Miami-Dade.
And on a daily basis, where would you be hanging out? Where would you be?
At home.
At home
by
doing
myself.
it? Okay.
Isolating.
Okay.
As much as possible. The type of drugs I was doing aren't really a culture fit.
Right. It's not social
to
drugs.
be there, to be shooting up and doing all those crazy things. But I would be bound to normally by myself. There was a group of us that would all use and kind of like get together, but it was very, very few. I mean, it was less than 5 people, right?
And was it a situation where you were using and you kept it away from family and other friends?
Hid it from everyone.
Nobody knew what was going on?
I was at one point how do you say it? I was a functioning drug addict until I wasn't functioning, right? Yep. It was like I was just getting by until I wasn't getting by.
Drinking too?
I would drink, but drinking wasn't a main catalyst to my drug use. It was mainly opiates. Okay. It was like the biggest thing.
Okay, gotcha. And it's weird because I've experienced this, and I was more of a partier, right? But still, when you're hooked on it, it becomes like a actual human being in a way in your life. Isn't it weird how it is? Like it's like an actual being.
Yeah.
And then you're like serving that being. Isn't it weird how that works?
And I was giving all my power away to it.
Yeah.
You know, and I was controlled. I was lost. I was broken. I was always broke. I was always trying to figure out my next fix. And the thing is, only a small select group of people knew I was using like that. And all my other friends, because I was really good, I could get along with a crackhead or a doctor. I was always really good at communication, speaking, influence. I was always in sales. Right when I got my social at 21, started getting into sales even more and going really deep into that. And I was just always trying to be under the radar, wearing all these different masks until fentanyl came.
Yeah.
And then I started really nodding off, and you just could tell I was dealing with something. And then the overdoses started happening. My first overdose happened in 2014. And the last one that I had was all the way back in 2021.
Jeez. Now, fentanyl can kill somebody with just a little tiny bit. So how were you able to do it?
I lost 13 friends or acquaintances to drug overdoses.
And it didn't scare you at all? Like what went through your mind when you knew that that's so dangerous?
What's crazy is that when someone would overdose, they would then all target that drug dealer because they had good stuff. It's just the sickness of the mind.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I cheated death about 7 times. So one of them is I flipped my car over 4 times. And by the grace of God, I could touch the roof of my passenger window. I'm in the driver's seat and I could touch the roof. So all this collapsed. Everything was destroyed. Sunroof destroyed. Windows and everything under my car. It was a sports car. Completely destroyed. My door completely open and I just had a crack on my windshield on the driver's side. So it's almost like God created a barrier.
Yeah.
The other time was I was in the hospital for 20 days. I had but I had a fungus and a bacteria in my bloodstream from IV usage. And the doctor's like, you had a 40% chance of actually getting through this. You're either going to be put on a heart dialysis and we're going to have to filter your blood consistently. You're either going to die because we're going to find some type of, or we're going to find bacteria or fungus on the arteries of your heart and you're going to need open heart surgery. Those were the 3 options that he gave me. And nothing, I was healed. And then the other 5 times were all related to overdose. So every single time I overdosed, some I lost 20 minutes. There's another 2 that I lost 2 hours worth of time. Another time I woke up on a stretcher. And the other 2 times is my wife found me on the bathroom floor, collapsed. She pulled a needle out of my arm, gave me CPR.
Did she know you were using?
To a certain extent, she knew I had a problem, but she didn't know.
Okay.
She just found out. She literally found out I had an IV problem by pulling the needle out of my arm, and she had no idea.
Oh my gosh! And then so 2022 happens, and what was the catalyst?
2022 happened, and I had met a man by the name of Andy Elliott, and he was a guy that invested into his coaching program. Wanted to get better at sales and start killing it with his coaching program. Made $100,000 in 5.5 months. I was becoming a top performer, selling cars and just really doing a good job. And then I was working for him. Like I was setting it up. Like I came to an event. I'm like, I want to work for you. He's like, all right, stay off drugs. Like he knew I was battling that. You know? And then I decided, you know what? When I had that overdose back in October 2021, I'm like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to leave. And I'm going to move to Arizona. I have to get away. And Sierra, who was my girlfriend at the time and my babe, we're just going to move here. And she said, okay, I'll follow you. Like, I want you away from this. Like, she had just saved me from my last overdose. Like, dude, you need to get better. Like, we're going to lose you. And she was so loyal because she saw what I could become. She saw the potential was there.
Yeah.
And then we decided to move. And a 5x8 trailer in a Corolla, towing 1,500 pounds, driving 55 hours across the country with 2 cats, a dog, and a snake in a box.
Jeez.
And we had no plan.
No kids at the time?
No kids.
Okay.
$5,000 to our name. We put half of it on a down payment, and the other $2,500 was to figure it out. Moving over here. I didn't have the job yet. Met up with Andy by a God moment because my wife is flying back to Miami for this job because we needed money, and she was going to make $3,000 on this like bartending job. So she's flying over here, and the 2 people sitting next to her on the plane was Andy and Jackie. It was a God moment. It was like God was orchestrating this. And looking back, I knew he saved me through all those times, all those overdoses. He was keeping me here for a reason because there was a calling on my life. And then that happens. And then the conversation ended up being like, whoa, Tommy hasn't reached out to me. Tell him to stop being scared of me. Tell him I want him to meet me at this church called Impact Church. And that's where I found my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. It's like God used all these different scenarios for me to grow. And I hadn't had a relationship with God at the time.
Right.
So when that happened, I meet him at this place at a church. And he's like, I'm like, hey, I want to work for you still. He's like, okay, you can work for me, but gain 20 pounds of muscle, stay clean for a year, and become the #1 salesman. If you can do that, I'll hire you.
You were still in the car business in Arizona?
I hadn't started yet. So when he told me that, I joined a car dealership.
Okay. Is drug use rampant in the car industry for sales guys and women?
For the most part, yes.
Yeah, a lot of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was in the mortgage business, and it was like that.
Same thing in insurance offices, mortgage, car dealerships.
Yeah.
So I got started in this car dealership, and there was 120 salespeople there. So I had to become #1 out of that. So I knew he was testing me. But in that year, by my 3rd month, I became the #1 salesman. I gained 38 pounds of muscle that year, and I stayed clean. I joined this company late of 2023.
Okay.
Towards the end of the year, And I quickly grew. Within 6 months, became the top person in his company.
Salesperson. Is that what you're doing? So how was the sales process there? Inbound call, like leads, like how?
You would get some leads and you would have to self-generate too.
Okay.
So it's like lead flow and self-generating your leads.
Similar to the way Cardone does their thing?
I would assume
like they have the sales guys and all that. And
yeah, we had so Andy Elliott built a really massive brand. So we had a lot of incoming organic flow coming in.
Okay.
So a lot of people were reaching out to us.
Yeah,
I mean, to this
gotcha.
day, a lot of people reach out to us.
And what were you selling?
Personal
Coaching
development,
programs?
coaching, whether it was, sales training programs, leadership training programs, event sales, seminar tickets, or to directly coach with Andy, one-on-ones, or to join our inner circle.
Gotcha. And so from there, being a salesperson, did you attain another vision right after that? Like, okay, I'm going to take to the next level. I'm going to be manager.
So my goal, and it's always been, Andy is like, he's always said, well, Tommy, if you stop giving your power away to these drugs and you start channeling it to who you want to become, you're going to be the top person in my company. Like, you're going to do some great things. And he kept putting that into me. Also, he's like, never make a decision based on money, make a decision on who you want to become. Right? Don't chase the money, chase the man. Like, keep chasing the man, because it's going to make you better at what you do, and you're going to be able to help more people. And when you help more people, the byproduct of that is you're going to make money.
Yeah.
You'll be fully taken care of. You can take care of Sierra. You can create this beautiful life and beautiful family. I gravitated towards Andy so much is because he was the best example of a human being that I can model after. Amazing shape. He's shredded. Really takes care of himself when it comes to food and his body. He's an amazing husband. He's in his mid 40s, and him and his wife, like, when you're around them, they're like they're in their 20s.
Yeah.
They're super affectionate, very intimate with each other, and it was really nice to see that in a power couple.
Yeah, it was a living demonstration for you, right? And the other thing about Andy too that I noticed is he went through some adversity and made some mistakes early on, and he recovered from it, and he had lessons from it. And I don't believe anybody's irredeemable, and especially if you have a relationship with Jesus, I mean, you understand that. Like, you can rebound and recover from anything, and you're redeemed. Your price is already paid, right? And you it doesn't matter how good you do afterwards. You still have people running their mouth and all that, and he handles that very well too.
Yes.
And so you got to see that part as well, because it's an example. Because you went through stuff that you made mistakes with as well, and saw what was possible.
Yeah.
Right.
And I still get people I get a lot of hate too on social media, like, oh, you've had all those drugs. You should have had one more overdose. Should have taken you out. Try harder drugs next time.
Yeah.
Like, crazy stuff. It's like, bro, you're wishing death upon me.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
but it's not about you.
No, it's not.
It's them.
Yeah,
right?
it's them.
And that's the thing. Like, they just need help when you see that.
100%.
Yeah. And so, what's the vision from here?
So now, my biggest vision is to continue being a leader at the Elliott Group. Andy has given me such a massive platform to where I can grow exponentially. It's all about the long game with him, long-term vision thinking, where I can really, truly create an incredible financial fence around my family. Money is great. I'm growing super fast. And I practically doubled what I did my first year. This year, I'm coming close to, I'll be a little bit over 7 figures in paid net commission out of his company, which is incredible. Yeah. Next year, I'm looking to double that, looking to get into more businesses. I have this big entrepreneurial mindset. But the biggest thing for me is just impact.
Yeah.
I'm looking to create massive impact. I want to change so many lives. Like, I've been speaking on stages now for the last year, and the feeling that you get to help somebody, or you get to shift their perspective, give them a new set of lenses, reignite a fire, unlock a new edge. That is the most fulfilling thing for me. We did create a new division called Elliott Hire. I'm a big problem solver. I love solving big problems. And one of the biggest problems that we've been actively looking to solve is the people problem, the hiring problem, right? And I'm sure you agree, if you ran business and everything, business would be easier if it weren't for the people, right? We're always looking for good people.
You can't have a business without people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's about finding the right people, right?
Yeah.
So this software, it's a very advanced data analytical platform that we created that helps business owners find good quality people. So we've solved the people problem. And we have this software right now that is freaking incredible. It can figure out whether or not people are going to how long they're going to stay in your company, how many deals they get to put up, whether they're an asset, whether they're a liability, and it helps find people top talent. So that is the biggest thing I'm really, really passionate on right now, really pushing on helping people. My biggest thing is to show people that you could be a child of God. You can have a great body. You could be in great shape. You can have an amazing relationship with your family, with your wife. You can have beautiful kids, but you can also be an example to others. Like, you don't have to be average. I don't know where in the world why people are making it okay to be mediocre. Like, why are you going to be this way? Yep. You are the child. If you understood your identity in Christ, that you are a child of God, you're a child of the Creator. Yeah. That means you are royalty. Yeah. And do people who are in royalty, kings and queens, do they request for things?
No.
They declare, they decree.
Yeah, they're not looking for permission.
No, they're not.
Right.
And I feel like we need to step more into that Christ-centered foundation and understand your identity in Christ, that you are royalty. You are a king of the King of Kings.
Yeah. Right? And let's talk about this with that being said. In business, transformational businesses versus transactional business come down to serving, right? 100%. Being a servant, right? And we want to be more like us followers. We want to be more like Jesus every day, right?
Well, do you know what what the word minister means? Minister means, a lot of people, when they hear minister, they mean like, they think about preacher, they think about church, they think about all these things that's tied to the church. But the actual word minister, if you look it up, means to serve. Yeah,
administer comes from administer.
Yeah, to serve. If you look up the word, the Latin word of minister, or I think it's the Greek word of minister, means ministrium, which means the root word is minus, less of me, more of you. Yeah. Right. And I think that's just something that we need to practice.
So we are up against the clock. I want to just touch on one more thing though. What is the vision for yourself? Like, I know when I worked for companies, entrepreneurship is fine. You can become wealthy being an entrepreneur, but like, you also have to be in a position where if it's in your calling to go out and build your own brand and all that kind of thing, does Andy provide that platform, or is it more of like hold the people in and they don't want to lose them because they're making money for the company? That's something that always crossed my mind, and I went out and did my own things. But I'm always looking to build leaders, and I want to build them to leave. And I'm always looking for more to come in because I'm okay with, people are going to leave your company, and the good ones may even leave the company. And if that's their destiny, that's okay. I got to be okay with that as a leader. What's your thoughts on that part? For people that work in an organization. I get asked this
question quite often because they're like, well, Tommy, like, I can
Not that there's anything wrong with staying there the rest of your life.
Right. And they're like, Tommy, well, I see all this potential in you and the way you speak, and I've seen you on stage. Like, why don't you try your own thing and do your own thing? In my mind, I'm like, that is a possibility. But at this point, the amount of impact that we're making, it's always about the people, right? Mm-hmm. How can I impact the world? And at the Elliott Group, we're looking for world domination. This is our vision. And I'm super bought in on this. Imagine if you had a brand that had Ed Milet, Tony Robbins, Patrick Bet-David, and they were all under this one brand. Mm-hmm. Like, how much more could they have taken over the world if they were all in unison?
Stay together, vision? Yeah.
It's like Belgium Horses. Mm-hmm. You get one that pulls 10,000 pounds, but you put two together, it pulls 30, mm-hmm. right? So I believe in that unison vision and mission. And the mission is that we want to create the most elite people under this brand. I'm one of them. I have my own personal brand. I do a lot of my private coaching as well, where I help other entrepreneurs and business owners as well. So there's a lot of growth in verticals there. But as far as like what we're looking to do is we want to open up multiple divisions where I'm going to be running things too. I'll have my own side. Yes, I'll be under the same company, but I'm so bought into the vision and the company.
That's good. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Not only that, the amount of money, if people knew, people like, why do you wear this shirt? Another man's name on your shirt. Yeah. I'm like, if you knew how much this shirt paid me, you will wear it too.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And it's not even about the money, but it's about the fulfillment aspect. Yeah. And I want to touch on one thing. If I did this on my own, I wouldn't have the community that I have right now.
Yeah, of course.
The biggest thing that people are searching for, especially at board of advisors that I've seen them do something so phenomenal here, is the community. People want community. Yep. We built the most craziest community at the Elliott Group. These people are my family. So we call it our chosen. We have our blood family, then we have a chosen family, people that we do life with. Yeah. We do business with each other. We do church with each other. We do the gym with each other. We do everything with each other. All our kids are growing up together in one area. I love it. No one drinks, no one smokes.
And here's the thing. So people have a negative connotation of the word cult. However, I love it because it's the first part of the word culture. And to me, I've seen the most success when people get into something like this and then they put their heads together. Like you said, the horse is an analogy, but there's a thing called the third thing. And I mentioned this on a previous podcast. When you put people together, a third thing is created that would have never been created without the people together. And so anytime you can look for third things, and that's what this is creating. And I love it. And so, by the way, that question was not to say you can't work that is phenomenal.
But I love that you touched on that.
But there's some people that need to do that because they don't pick the right leaders to follow. And then that leader has a belief lid, and then people have a bigger belief lid, but they're stopped. But that's not the case with Elliott Group.
Well, no, and then Andy makes it a mission. Like it's literally his mission every single day that we will never outgrow him, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm chasing after him.
I'm
Andy, I'm gonna take you out.
Yeah.
I'm coming. Yeah. But he's always making a mission to never. The guy studies, trains every day. He lives by what he preaches. What you see. So a lot of people see this side of him, but people don't know like the real side, which his messaging and everything's changing a little bit more. He went really hardcore in the first couple of years, and now people see more of him being heart-centered because he is a very loving individual. He's really big about family and God, and people need to see that more. But if you guys knew this man, like he's an incredible individual, great mentor, great leader. I really believe in what he's doing, and I'm super bought in. The amount of opportunities that he gives us in the company as far as money, change, and everything that we have access to is pretty incredible. I've never seen that in a company before. And we're just building a pretty incredible life. We call it heaven on earth.
So where can people go deeper with you that are listening?
Yeah. If you guys want to go a little bit deeper, I do have my social media page. You can follow me at Thomas Proco, ThomasProco. You guys can shoot me a DM, send me a message. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you.
Tommy, great job, man. Appreciate you. All right, that's the BA podcast here. My man Tommy. Make sure you hit the follow or subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform and keep coming back to the BA podcast. And also check out Board of Advisors if you're an entrepreneur, founder, executive. This is the place to be. We're here just outside of Dallas every quarter, and we're in the fourth quarter already. I can't believe it. But keep coming back. It's your boy C-Roc signing off from now.